Today's training is going to be about SolutionReach conversation. To access SolutionReach conversation, we need to access this icon with the bell that is inside Citrix. So it's just double click over the icon, enter your credentials there, and after a few seconds, you are going to see this main window here, and also this little notification on this part of the screen. As you see, this notification is an appointment request from a real patient. What do we have here? These two buttons here. The snooze is, if you click there, that will change the patient. That will only cycle the patient, will not delete the request, okay? And if you click on details, you will open this window with the information about the appointment request. Name of the patient, phone number, email, and any detail the patient enter here about the appointment they are requesting. So again, here we have two different buttons. This snooze is exactly the same as we have here. And we also have this confirm button. If we click here, we have up to 10 seconds to undo this action. Here we have these options on the left. The first option is the main option, and the default option, that is conversations, is the one that you are going to be using 99% of the time. And it's going to be selected by default. So it's the first one, is the default option, the main option. So what do we have here? We have the username, we have the center, and we have CHI phone number. Now here on new message, we can create a new message from zero, from scratch. So if you click there, you can search for the patient name or phone number. We have these filters here. All is the default, that is here we are going to have all the conversations. And we have also these three filters that we are going to be covering in just a moment. When you place the mouse over conversation, you see that these three options appear. So what are these three options? The first one is that we can set that conversation as unread conversation. If you see here, we have right now on Doris Ison SolutionReach account, we have 31 unread conversation. If I click, for example, on this patient, now we have 30 unread conversation because I already opened this conversation. The conversation is here. I can start typing there. But if for any reason I want to classify or set that conversation again as unread conversation, you can just click on the first option here. Again, we have 31 unread conversation, and this patient have the red dot as if this conversation was never read before. Okay, that's the first option. Second option is to flag a conversation. We are not using right now this feature, but if you click there, you can set different colors to conversation. And the last option, this box, is when you finish with the patient, the best practice is to click here on the box, and that will reclassify the conversation. The conversation will disappear from this list, this column, that is conversations, and will be reclassified as archive. So if I click, I will not do that because these are real patients. But if I click here, that conversation will disappear from this list and will not be deleted, will just be reclassified as archive and can be found on this option here. As you see, all these conversations have the box right now on yellow because all of them are archived. The last option or filter is by new patient. So right now we have 86 conversations of new patients on Doris Ison. Remember, it's only Doris Ison. My account is linked with only Doris Ison. So you are not going to see any patient name here on new patient because this patient has not been registered yet on the system. This is really user friendly. Like any chat, you can type whatever message you want there. At the end, you can press enter on the keyboard or just click on send, whatever you prefer to send the conversation. One important thing here is about this icon, the hamburger icon. We have some options here. So if you click there, you will have, the first option you will have here is the HIPAA consent. Remember, we should be asking the patient to sign the HIPAA consent before starting sharing information, personal or medical information with the patient. If you need to share information with the patient, personal or medical information, before sharing that information, you will need to send the HIPAA consent, and you will have the ability to do that just by clicking on this icon here and then selecting the HIPAA consent. We have an English version and we have a Spanish version. As you see here on my case, we don't have the ability to send the HIPAA consent. The HIPAA consent is gray out. And that is because I already have my HIPAA consent signed. So if the HIPAA consent is already signed by a patient, you will see on this side, on this column, you will see the checkmark with HIPAA consent. You also can see the same here, the same checkmark with the HIPAA consent. And the other way to know that the HIPAA consent was sent and signed is because you don't have the ability to send the HIPAA consent. The HIPAA consent is going to be gray out on the menu on this icon here. Another option we have here that is really useful are these custom messages. For example, I create this custom message at Doris Ison info. If I click here, I have all the address and phone number of Doris Ison. So it's just one click. I don't need to type everything. It's faster. How can you create this custom message? Really easy. If you see here on the top of the menu, we have this add new message. If you click there, you can enter a title for the quick message that you are going to create, and then you can enter the body of that message. At the end, you can click on save, and after that you will have that custom message added to this list. If you made a mistake and you want to delete that custom message, or you want to edit that custom message, here you see the pencil, the edit button. If you click there, you can delete the message, or you can modify whatever you need to modify or edit on that message, and at the end save. What you're going to be doing on SolutionReach most of the time is sending this doxy.me link to the patient. This is the main reason of this training for the medical assistant, is for you to know how to use SolutionReach and to send a doxy.me link. And you can copy and paste that link here into SolutionReach. Remember to copy. A shortcut to copy something is Ctrl-C at the same time. Ctrl-V is to paste. Ctrl-C to copy. Ctrl-V is to paste.